Today we're going to put Wet and Forget to the test. This version uses a sprayer. This version connects to a hose. I've used this version for years with lots of success. This I've never used before. This is an unsponsored video. I paid for this all myself. I haven't been funded in any way, shape, or form to provide this video, but I just wanted to share this product with you because it works so darn well and it is so much better than pressure washing. Now, quick story. When I went to get this, it wasn't available, but this was. And I almost didn't get it because two of these cost as much as one of these. Now, convenience factor, we'll have to figure this out. First of all, this comes with a nice little attachment. You can either do a fan or straight shot jet. And there's a way to adjust that I'll show you later when we're outside. And here you have to buy a sprayer. So I was a little hesitant to get this, but the thing that made the difference was, and you could shoot 30 feet in the air, which means I can do my siding. I've got some dirt and other stuff that's growing on the siding. It's been there for about 10 years. I've played with it on and off. I've actually used this at the lower level and it's worked pretty good. So we're gonna try this guy connected to the hose and see how it does against the siding. A couple thoughts before we get started. I've used all sorts of different chemicals on decks, fences, concrete, and nothing has done as good a job as this. I used to power wash everything, but it's messy and it uses a lot of water. And if you got a gas power washer like I have, it's just a whole bunch of hassle. So Wet and Forget has really kind of served me well. You're only supposed to use this a couple times a year. I usually only use it once in some really hard, moldy areas. I'll use twice, and it will last sometimes a year or even two. And when you put it down, sometimes you see some instant results. In other words, you come back an hour later and it will look great. And other times it takes a while. After a month or so, the stuff will start fading away. And for those really hard spots, it recommends that you just take a brush in some regular water and scrub on it. And usually that can also take care of it. So don't overuse this product. The other thing is you want to do this on low wind days, as you do with any spraying thing, whether it's with this or with this. If you can look at the weather forecast, you've got overcast, not going to rain for a day or two, at least, low wind. And if it's not too hot, then this allows the product to sink in and do its job. When I can, I'll take the label off whatever I'm using and put it on the sprayer. That way I know that this sprayer is dedicated to this product. I don't reuse sprayers. They're relatively cheap. I got this one for around $7 and I'll post below a comparable sprayer, or you can get this in any big box store. One of the things that I don't like about this product is it's real cryptic on how to find out what the mix is for this and this. When you hook up the hose, the mix is automatic. If you look, up here, it's a 1-to-5. In other words, you use either a pint of this for 5 pints of water, or you can do it by milliliters or whatever it is, but you don't want to overmix it. You don't want to make this too strong. So now it's time to put some safety glasses on, some gloves, and get ready to go outside and apply Wet and Forget. We'll do both the spray and the hose. I'll show you the differences in how you apply it and how it works. And you can see I've got hat, safety glasses, gloves, long sleeve shirt, and long sleeve pants. You should probably cover any kind of things you don't want oversprayed, like bushes and things like that. So that's about 30 feet. So if we can get that spray all the way up to there, that would be very impressive. I am gonna tarp the blueberry bushes over here just as a preventative because I'd hate to lose them. Got too many years invested in those. All right, first impressions. You can see how the window up there is divided by 1, 2, 3, 4 panes. It gets up to the second pane. There's a lot more water coming out than I thought, but the nozzle works pretty good. So this part of the house doesn't get a lot of sun, and this is what I would spend all this time pressure washing, or didn't feel safe enough to pay somebody to do this. The rest of the house is fine, I can get to it, but this big area here, the siding, there's just no way Getting on a ladder with a pressure washer is certainly dangerous, but this spray will work really good because I don't have to spend a lot of time on a ladder. And one of the things I noticed was when it does come down, as long as you're not spraying really aggressively and it's pumping out off of the siding, it just follows the siding all the way down to the base of the foundation. Something interesting just occurred. I was checking the bottle, even though I'd sprayed a good bit, and it didn't seem like it was going down much. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's just right around where this line is, which is pretty much where the product was when I bought it. And then all of a sudden it started foaming. I don't know if you can see it on the windows, but to me that's applied wet and forget. Maybe the other areas didn't get any, so I'm going to probably have to go back over those. And it took 5 minutes before the foam started coming out. Maybe if you shake this up a little bit, it will help. And it's a little thinner now because of the foam. I got this rhubarb plant. It kind of sprayed just a little bit on it. So I just took a watering can filled with rainwater. You could use any kind of water you had on hand. And just really doused the plant to make sure it had nothing on it. So if for some reason you do get some spray on there, I think that's your best chance of keeping the plant alive. If you keep that stuff on there, it's just going to burn the leaves. Based on my experience spraying the house, there's absolutely no way I would use this on a fence, maybe a deck, but you have a high tendency, especially if it's elevated, to kill a bunch of stuff below it. You really have to go with the more direct application of this version. Since I have a bigger concrete pad here, I decided I'm going to use the spray on this and see how well it does. You can see that I've already sprayed pretty much half my house. You could do an entire average house and maybe some concrete areas or stone areas with this guy here. This is the lowest setting and it's knocking it out real quick. So maybe for large concrete areas that you don't have to worry about stuff underneath them, this would be a good answer for that. On this area though, I'm not sure I would use that because the chance of overspraying all these plants, even if you covered them, is just too great. So I'm going to go with hand sprayer on that. It's a little slower, but it's a lot more safe for the plants. Here's some example of things I just sprayed. So we'll see how that does. And now this is what the stairs look like pre-spray. Here's a fence area pre-spray. We'll see how that does. Here's another line of fence pre-spray and some more area pre-spray to give you a sense of what it looks like before you spray it down. I've done this all year round, but it's best to do it in the spring when there's not a lot of foliage, but you can do it anytime. This area of the fence is worse than most because it's in the shade most of the year till you get into the winter time frame. Here's the fence line a week later. It looks much better. All the green on the house is gone. It's kind of dirty, so I'll probably hit it with a high pressure hose, clean it all off, or I can just let hard rain take care of that for me. Here's another part of the fence line that was real green. All that's gone now. There is some black. That will take a little more time, probably another couple weeks. If you don't want to wait, you certainly could hit it with just a rough brush and some fresh water, and that would all clean up. Just a couple sweeps with the brush and that black just goes right away. Thumbs up and comments, always appreciated. Thanks for watching. I'd be interested to see which one of these you like best. Please post your comments below. I always appreciate your feedback. If you're interested in outdoor project work, home repairs, making and breaking things, designs of all kinds, I even do props and costumes. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what you're gonna see.